That single command git push Heroku main was worth the price tag. Runtime detection, automatic SSL, a managed postgres, zero server configuration. When Heroku shut down its free tier in late 2022, millions of developers lost the simplest deployment workflow ever built. Today, for self-hosted projects that try to bring it back, and an honest look at where the gap is still real.
Before we dive in, it's worth naming what Heroku's convenience actually was. It wasn't cloud hosting, it was the operational layer handed to you. Build pack detection, automatic SSL via Let's Encrypt, a one-click managed postgres with backups, and add-ons wired up in minutes. Self-hosting trades the monthly bill for an ops burden. That trade is worth it for a lot of people, but be honest about which side you're on.
Here's the short list. 4 projects, all with active GitHub histories, sorted by community adoption. Coolify leads at 56.8 thousand stars, Dokku at 31.9 thousand, CapRover at 15.1 thousand, and Railway CLI, which is in a special category we'll explain, at 530. That last one is the CLI for a managed platform, not a self-hosted stack. License column matters here, check it before anything commercial.
Start with Coolify, because it's doing the most complete job of recreating the Heroku feel on hardware you own. Git push detection, automatic SSL, a service marketplace with one-click postgres, Redis, and MinIO, and a web UI that keeps you out of the terminal for day-to-day ops. It runs on any VPS, a $5 DigitalOcean droplet, or your own rack. The project is very much alive, pushed to within the last 24 hours of our recording.
56,773 stars, Apache 2.0 licensed, clean, permissive, no surprises. The honest gap is 2 things from the comparison notes. Heroku's managed postgres with one-click high availability failover has no real equivalent without reaching for a cloud database separately, and Coolify doesn't replicate review apps, the per pull request environments that teams get very attached to. For solo developers and small teams moving off Heroku, this is still the strongest call.
Dokku is the old-school option. It was the your own Heroku on a $5 droplet answer years before Heroku's free tier died. What makes it stand out is native Heroku build pack compatibility. A lot of existing Heroku apps move over without touching a Docker file. It's also the lightest on resources of the 3 self-hosted picks.
31,926 stars, MIT licensed, as clean as licenses get. The honest constraint is architecture. Dokku was single server by design. There's no built-in cluster mode, no multi-node dashboard. That ceiling is real and worth knowing going in. If your app fits on one beefy VPS and build pack compatibility is important, Dokku is a genuinely low-friction migration. If you need horizontal scale without managing it yourself, look at the others.
Before we cover CapRover, let's look at where the GitHub star counts actually land, because the gap between Coolify and the pack tells a story about where the community has been consolidating.
Coolify at 56,773 stars has opened a clear lead over Dokku at 31,926. CapRover sits at 15,054, still a substantial community, especially for a project that does something genuinely different. And Railway CLI at 530 stars is an outlier for a structural reason. Most Railway users interact with the managed platform, not the CLI repo. The consolidation around Coolify reflects a community picking a primary answer.
CapRover brings something the others don't out of the box, a Docker swarm-based deployment model that gives you a real path to multi-node clusters. The web dashboard is polished, there's a one-line install, and a captain definition file replaces the proc file you know from Heroku. The positioning is between Dokku's simplicity and Coolify's comprehensiveness.
15,054 stars. One thing to flag clearly, the license in our data shows as no assertion. That means the automated detection couldn't assign a standard identifier. That's a signal to open the actual license file in the repo before any commercial deployment or company-critical workload. For personal projects and internal tools it's commonly deployed without issue, but verify the current terms yourself. Don't skip that step.
The 4th item is worth a separate note. Railway CLI is MIT licensed and open source, but Railway itself is a managed platform. Your code runs on their infrastructure, not yours. It's on this list because the developer experience is the closest thing to Heroku's original ergonomics if you're not interested in running your own servers at all. The 530-star repo is the CLI client. The actual platform has a large user base behind it.
Now the honest accounting, the things none of these replicate cleanly. Heroku's fully managed Postgres with one-click HA failover and automated backups has no self-hosted equivalent without help from a cloud database provider. Review apps per pull request environments Heroku spins up automatically are largely absent. And Heroku's Salesforce ecosystem integration depth is uniquely its own. Those gaps are real, price them into your migration plan.
And who should genuinely think twice before switching? If zero operational burden is the whole reason you paid for Heroku in the first place, self-hosting trades the bill for a real ops commitment. Servers go down, certificates expire, and you own it. If you run production databases on Heroku's HA Postgres, that's a separate migration problem on top of the platform migration. And if you're a solo developer with one side project, Railway or Render's free tiers may be a better answer than standing up your own VPS.
If you're going ahead, here's the migration playbook straight from the data. Run PG backups, capture on every Heroku Postgres database and download the dump before anything else. The data is the irreplaceable part. Copy all config vars into your new platform's environment variable settings. Check Heroku build pack compatibility before assuming your app just works. Most mainstream stacks do, some don't. Audit every add-on you use. SendGrid, Papertrail, New Relic all need separate equivalents. And drop your DNS TTL 24 hours before the cutover.
That's the 4. The full comparison table, with license notes, last push dates, and the migration tips, stays updated at the link in the description. If this saved you a weekend of research, subscribe. We go deep on one tool category every week, and there's a new short every day.